Ah, it's about that time of the year. We are on the brink of the best season in all of sports. That's right, basketball season is starting up. And Emory and Henry's team has already started practicing. And youth is a term that is used to define this year's team. There are only 6 returning players, and 2 of those returners have only been on campus for more than a year. Those 2 players, myself and my guest here today, Miles Turner. Miles, thanks for being on the set today,
Hey,
man.
thank you, Kevin.
Former roommate, current captain of the team, co-captains. Last year you suffered an injury. It was heartbreaking. I had to see you go through that injury. You come back in the off season. It was season ending, and you get hurt again. So you really haven't gone full speed until about now. How does it feel to be back, man?
Man, Kevin, it felt great. Like, it was rough last year seeing people in our last year team. That was a great team. We probably didn't have a great record, but I promise that was a great team. It was just hard just watching it and wanting to just be out there and just enjoy the time with the team. But I know one thing, that team last year really made me still feel part of the team. So now it's feeling exciting. We have a new team. Again, we only have 6 returners. So, and 2 of them haven't only played probably more than a year and a half. So it's going to be a great year this year.
Yeah, and Coach Wilson has really talked to us about rebuilding the team, and this is going to be a rebuilding process and rebuilding the culture of Emory and Henry basketball. We've gone through preseason. We've gone through a stretch of practices now, starting at 5 o'clock this morning. But how has that process of rebuilding the culture of Emory and Henry men's basketball gone so far this year?
Well, culture is really important. You see the basketball team this year. They're 6-1. That's a big thing. Right now, I feel like if we could change the culture and the winning culture, it'll bring a lot to the fans, the community, the school, And now we have Coach Bullock. His workouts are pretty tough. I mean, we got Kevin Duncan consistently, so that's impressive.
Yeah. Something I definitely wasn't doing with the freshman 15 back in my freshman year.
So, I mean, I feel like the culture is slowly starting to change. You can start seeing the difference in just how the school is supportive and how the alumni are coming. The football game was a great turnout, homecoming this past weekend. So I feel like we're on the right track.
Yeah, another guy, Taylor Jefferson, also helping a lot to rebuild the culture, getting students involved in the games. Now, I've said it, you've said it, we have a young team this year, man. We really do. And you, along with someone else on the set here today, have been named a captain of the team, along with Ryan Gravely and Brandon Self. What are the struggles of being a captain of such a young team?
Well, the struggles, personally, for me, is I haven't played only but 1 year, and I only played 2 games last year. So me just trying to get used to the new system again and adjusting. But I feel like we are a high IQ team this year. I feel like our captains don't have an ego, and we can talk to each other and kind of critique each other to get better. And that's one thing about a winning program. You have to be able to accept criticism and also be able to give it. So that's a good thing about changing the culture. You want to make sure you have a good winning team and make sure that you can go at your teammates and encourage them, but also be able to critique them as well. So.
Yeah, and this week, Media Day is coming up, October 30th. I don't know if you knew that. I actually just looked it up before I sent it to you. But October 30th is Media Day. We lost 8 guys last year, actually a little bit more than 8 with some transfers, and we finished at the bottom of the ODEC. So I'm going to go ahead and let you know now, it's not going to be pretty.
Yeah.
Our preseason ranking is not going to be pretty at all. How do you pay any attention to that, and how do you get over those doubts of this year's team being picked so low?
When I was younger, freshman, now I'm a junior, I used to pay attention to that, see where everybody thought how good we were. And this year, I'm really not focused on that. I know people are underestimating us, and I know that we have a lot of, alums trying to figure out, man, this is a young team that lost 10 seniors. So I just feel like we stay focused and understand that this is going to be a process and not panic, and just understand, just take it game by game. I think we'll be perfectly fine. I mean, I hope you agree. It's just going to be a process, and we understand that. So as long as you stay with the process, everything will be fine.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. The process is something that Coach Wilson has definitely stressed in our locker room.
Yes.
And I talked about redefining the culture. And for the people on this campus who haven't really got the chance to meet the team, it's a lot of new guys. Like I said, us two up here are the only people who have been on this campus for more than a year. Can you tell them who is the Emory and Henry basketball team? Who is that group of guys?
We're a close group. We kind of joke around and say that we are like a fraternity because we just love being around each other. We are hard workers.
Yeah, no hazing.
No hazing. But it's a grind. Coach Bulla, Coach Wilson always teach us, like, this is going to be a grind this year. You got to be able to be, we might not be the tallest, we might not be the most experienced, but we also going to be the team that can grind the most and fight through adversity and anything that we face. So I believe that's how our team is. We're going to be the grittiest team that you can see and know that this year.
Now we have a couple scrimmages coming up, and then we go to Elon, November 7th. Actually, I looked at Elon's schedule. A month later, Elon's playing at Duke. What do you expect out of this Elon game? I mean, that's pretty big time.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even know they were playing Duke, so I might have to do a little recruiting myself. But I feel like Elon's going to be a good game for us to learn and get the freshmen's real first college game experience, and especially to a good D1 team. I don't know how their roster or how young they are also, but I know that this experience will help us in the future. So
yeah, it's pretty big time. So if we knock off Elon, they knock off Duke. Technically, we can say we're going to beat Duke.
We're Duke this year.
And that's all the time we have today, folks. If you liked me and Miles Turner up here on the set, don't be afraid to come see us at the King Center this year as Emory and Henry men's basketball gets underway. That is it for this week's sports interview, and I will send it over to Nathan Fischel with the sports update.